Have you ever tried to quit a bad habit, like uninstalling a video game, only to find yourself reinstalling it after watching someone else play on TikTok? Or struggle to focus on studying at home, but felt effortlessly productive in a library? Here's the surprising part. The secret to self-control isn't what you think it is. In fact, by the end of this video, you'll understand why some of the most disciplined people in the world don't rely on willpower at all. Hi, I'm Oliver, and welcome back to the second episode of our series on atomic habits. If you're new to this channel, we aim to explore thought-provoking books to uncover invaluable lessons for a better life. Follow along and you will grasp all the key points of the books we analyze, as if you have read them yourself. Today, we are diving into the first law of behavior change. Make it obvious. Together, we will explore 5 powerful lessons to help you create good habits and break bad ones. And trust me, the last 2 lessons are the most surprising and eye-opening, so make sure to stick around. Without further ado, let's get started. Lesson 1. The Habit Scorecard. The foundation of awareness. Let's start with the basics. You can't change a habit if you're not aware of it. Most of us go through our days on autopilot, repeating the same actions without realizing which ones are helping us and which ones are holding us back. That's why the Habit Scorecard is such a powerful tool. Here's how it works. Number 1. Write down everything you do in a typical day, from waking up to going to bed. Number 2. Label each habit as good, bad, or neutral. For example, wake up, neutral. Check phone, bad. Brush teeth, good. This exercise might seem simple, but is incredibly revealing. You might realize, for instance, that checking your phone first thing in the morning leads to 20 minutes of scrolling, and suddenly you're late for work. Awareness is the first step to improvement. Once you see your habits laid out, you can start focusing on the good ones and replacing the bad ones with better alternatives. Lesson 2. Implementation intentions. Pair habits with time and location. Now that you're aware of your habits, the next step is to create a plan. This is where implementation intentions come in. Research shows that vague goals like "I'll exercise more" rarely lead to action. But when you set a specific time and place, you're far more likely to follow through. Here's the formula. I will behavior at time in location. For example, I will go for a 30-minute walk at 7 a.m. in the park. I will read for 10 minutes at 9 p.m. in my living room. Why does this work? Because it removes ambiguity. Instead of waiting for the right moment, you've already decided when and where to act. One study found that people who used implementation intentions were significantly more likely to follow through on their goals. For instance, researchers helped a group of participants set a clear plan for exercising. The results? 91% of those with a plan stuck to their routine, compared to just 35% of those without one. Motivation gets the ball rolling, but clarity keeps it moving. With implementation intentions, you take the guesswork out of your habits. Lesson 3. Habit stacking. Build on what you already do. Next, let's talk about habit stacking, a strategy that helps you build new habits by attaching them to the ones you already do. The formula is simple. After current habit, I will new habit. For example, after I drink my morning coffee, I will write my to-do list. After I sit down to dinner, I will say one thing I'm grateful for today. Why is habit stacking so effective? Because it uses the momentum of your existing routines. Instead of creating a habit from scratch, you piggyback on something you're already doing. Habit stacking makes new behaviors feel like a natural extension of your day, not an extra chore. Lesson 4. Design your environment. Why motivation is overrated. Now we come to one of the most eye-opening lessons. Motivation is overrated. Most people think they feel like habits because they lack willpower. But the truth is, willpower isn't reliable. It comes and goes. The real secret to success is designing an environment where good habits are easy and bad habits are hard. Take James Clear's example of eating apples. At first, he stored them in the crisper drawer of his fridge and often forgot about them. Well, once he started placing them in a bowl on the counter, he ate them every day. The apples didn't change, only their location did. This idea is what James Clear calls the power of choice architecture. The way our environment is designed influences our behavior more than we realize. The good news is, while our surroundings shape us, we can also shape our surroundings to work for us. Here's some examples. Want to read more? Leave a book on your pillow. Want to drink more water? Place water bottles on your desk. Want to exercise more? Keep your gym shoes by the door. As James Clear says, environment is the invisible hand that shapes human behavior. It's time to let your surroundings work for you, not against you. Lesson 5. Reduce exposure. Make bad habits invisible. Finally, let's talk about breaking bad habits. This is where the first law gets flipped on its head. Instead of making cues obvious, you need to make them invisible. Here's the surprising truth. The people with the best self-control are the ones who rarely need to use it. Why? Because they've designed their environment to avoid temptation altogether. Let's look at some examples we mentioned at the beginning. Many of us uninstall video games, thinking we've quit for good. But then we see a TikTok video about the game or watch a friend playing. And the cue triggers craving. We reinstall the game and fall back into the habit. Or take studying at home. Your bed, TV, and phone all cue relaxation, not focus. That's why libraries and classrooms are so effective. The environment removes distractions and triggers productivity. The key to breaking bad habits isn't the willpower. It's reducing exposure to the cues that trigger them. For example, keep junk food out of the house to avoid snacking. Leave your phone in another room while working. Unplug your TV and store the remote in a drawer. When the cues are invisible, the habits often fade away on their own. Now it's time for a summary. Let's recap the 5 lessons we learned today. Number 1. The habit scorecard. Start by becoming aware of your current habits. Number 2. Implementation intentions. Set clear plans with time and location. Number 3. Habit stacking. Build momentum by attaching new habits to existing ones. Number 4. Design your environment. Make good habits obvious and accessible, and understand why environment matters more than motivation. Number 5. Reduce exposure. Eliminate the cues for bad habits to make them invisible. The big takeaway: the secret to self-control isn't discipline. It's designing a life where good habits are easy and bad habits are hard. In the next episode, we'll dive into the second law. Make it attractive. You learn how to harness rewards and cravings to make good habits irresistible. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, share it with a friend, and subscribe to our channel for more life-changing insights. See you next time.